Hi everybody and welcome back to the Paperless Movement YouTube channel. I'm Tom Solid and today we will talk about the reMarkable versus the iPad Pro. Spoiler alert, I will send back the reMarkable. Okay, before you go to the comments below and say, Tom, you have no idea what the reMarkable is. You are an Apple fanboy and all this. Hear me out about this. The reMarkable is indeed remarkable when it comes to the paper-like feeling on handwriting and so on. You know that I used the iPad Pro for a while. I apply the paper-like screen protector there. It gives you a much better paper-like feeling. This video is not sponsored by Paperlike, but Paperlike is still something that I recommend and that you get 20% off if you're an Inner Circle member. However, this being said, as good I think the Paperlike is, it is not getting close to the feeling that you get on the reMarkable. This feeling is really the feeling of paper, or as close you can get on a digital device to paper. So obviously here we have a backlighting on the iPad, so we have some light coming up. Here there's nothing, there's not even light. And there's already the first disadvantage when I look at a Kindle where you know, it is also supposed to be an ebook reader. There's no backlighting, so there's no reading in the bed with the light switched off. So it's really like a book then. All this wouldn't be an issue if it wouldn't be the price. So let's get this out of the way before we dive deeper into this. I paid nearly 500 euros for the reMarkable. 500 euros. For 500 euros, I can buy an iPad Air 2020 with an Apple Pencil 2. And besides having endless options when it comes to note-taking, I have so many other functionalities like proper internet search and all this. And I get it. The reMarkable is distraction-free. When I go now here and I write something, it stays there. It is like a piece of paper. It is there. On the iPad, I write something and it would stay there as well. So it will switch off. You have to press the button in order to get back later on the reMarkable. It will always be there in my face. On the iPad, you have the same option. I just tap on there and it's there. If you want to see how I do this, there's an online course I made about Apple note-taking app that will be available for my Inner Circle members. Go to the description to check this out. This being said, you can go back to the other video where I show you in the options where you can set all this up. So this is exactly the same thing. I tap here, there it is. If you plug it in, it will stay there the whole day. So this is really the only reason for me to use and reMarkable. But now when we zoom into this writing, we see some wobbling. Well, I was using the mechanical pencil, but if you go to the proper pencil, I have some shading here as well. But when we look at the difference between the pencils, you see that the Apple Pencil has a much bigger surface on the tip. And so it makes it a bit unnatural to do shading. See, it needs to tilt it and then suddenly you start to shade. Whereas you go to the iPad and I use a pencil there, it instantly reacts with pressure sensitivity if you use an Apple Pencil. Obviously in the note-taking app, it's very basic, the drawing and so on that you can do. But then in the iPad, I can get Procreate. I think this is one of the best drawing apps that you can get and there's just nothing getting close to it. Besides the fact that we have colors here. We don't have colors on the reMarkable, okay? So I don't want to make it too bad for reMarkable in this review because it really has its positive sides, which is really the feeling that you have a piece of paper that you write down there and you make some notes, with the advantage that you can go here, you can send the page via email and you can convert it to text, which works pretty good. So write something and then it recognized my scribbling there and I can send it somewhere else. But that's it. This is what you get about connection to other apps. I agree with the Apple Note that many of you complain that it's hard to share the notes, but I show in the Apple Notes course how to share it properly and you can do this on your Mac easily as PDFs, for example. And you have the advantage that you can actually share the note with another user. So you can work in real time on your notes. This is not a thing here. And it seems like an unfair comparison, but then again, think about the price. Getting an iPad Air 2020 and a paper-like screen protector, you have a paper-like feeling on your iPad. You don't even need to buy a new note-taking app like GoodNotes Notability if you just want to do basic note-taking as you do on the reMarkable. So to me, there is no justification for the price. So I would never use it as an ebook reader. It's, in my opinion, therefore it's too big. I prefer to use a Kindle in this case. And then when we go to organization of the notes. We have some basic, and this is the OS, the operating system that we have on reMarkable. They're improving things. For example, for a long time, there was for many of you no reason to use the reMarkable because you love to use digital journals. And you see this in my note-taking app. You can use digital journals inside notes. Okay, so this means you tap on here and you will jump to the different pages, and you can even zoom. So in the PDF, you can zoom actually. When you write something, you can zoom in, can tap there, and you will jump to this page, to the weekly view, or I jump to the daily view, and I simply start writing. And this is now available as well on reMarkable. So this was a long time a downside that you couldn't annotate PDF files. Now you can import PDF files by using the very basic desktop application that we have there, and you tap there, and now we are inside a digital journal. I showed you this in the other video already. You cannot tap with your stylus, you have to use your finger for that, but it works. You can jump to the different pages, and that's great, and then you can just start writing. So if this is something you want to use, I would certainly recommend, if you want to use the reMarkable, get a digital journal. You can get mine, you can optimize and customize it for yourself, for your own needs with different styles and layouts, but there are endless options that you can get in Etsy as well to download onto your reMarkable or on your iPad, so it's working for both. I won't go too much more into detail. I certainly know and understand that there are many fans of the reMarkable, and to be honest, I was really struggling if I should just keep it and not sending it back, because I like the feeling and this in your face, you know, really like a piece of paper replacement. But to be honest, 500 euros, I can buy a lot of paper for that and scribble some notes there and leave it on the table. And with now the advantage that I can just tap on my iPad and I can keep writing and I see everything I need, and I have checklists that I can do and so many things more, this is just not justified. So in my opinion, go before you buy a reMarkable, go out there, get an iPad Air 2020 and the Apple Pencil 2, very important, and a paper-like if you really want to have the paper-like feeling. This is much more worth your money than getting a reMarkable. That's my own opinion. If you have a different opinion, go to the comments below. Let me know the things that I missed here and that you think that justifies the price of this device here, and I'm happy to answer below that and start a discussion there. And I 100% agree. I just want to point this out once more. This is really the best ink-based tablet that you can get. It is really lightweighted, but it is not that much lighter than my iPad Pro 2018 12.9 inch. And the other thing is really, it is really the best ink-based tablet that you can get. If you know Kindle and so on, it is the same look and feel when it comes to what you create in here. But it is not going beyond sketching and note-taking in a very basic way of form. There is no global search here, for example. You cannot search through your notes. That's another big downside in any of the note-taking apps that you can get on your iPad now. You have something like global search. So if you have several notebooks, you just start searching and it will find your handwriting. So if you want to learn more about digital note-taking and what tools to use, make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. If you like the video and you agree or maybe disagree, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you disagree, please go to the comments below, let me know. Don't just give it a thumbs down because you have a different opinion. And this being said, I catch you up next time.